Okay, let's get this out the way. A fan pointed out my hypocrisy. Now, remember this video? Temptation. This was uploaded 9 months ago. And I have said that I was done with fizzy drinks. Well, a month later, I did not do what I preached that I would not do. And that is to stop drinking the junk. So, I am going to expose the hypocrisy that I have displayed. Now, as everyone knows, you just saw that clip where I was pouring iron brew into the sink. This video here exposes that I did not intend to stop drinking fizzy drinks. Now, before I show you this, man, I am just disgusted and scornful at myself. Anyway, on to the video.
Because it never knocks twice.
Now, where does the credit go to this person here? Greg's Paul, well done for pointing that out. And I'll go further by saying we need people to hold everyone accountable for their wrongdoings. And most importantly, the hypocrisy. And you have shone a light where nobody had saw that. And for that, I am forever grateful that you spoke out against this. So thank you very much.
We need to evolve and be better than this. That includes me as well. This is why I intend on one goal: to hold myself accountable for my wrongdoings before I blame anyone else. That would be valid. Now, that is the philosophy that I intend to hold myself in, is blame yourself first if you think that, or if you have discovered that you have actually got things to improve on. Then in this case, even if there are things out of your control, there are still things that you can do in order to get out of situations. And I will speak on this job thing. Right now, there is an unemployment crisis, and how AI has essentially become a tool. Obviously, there are jobs that are AI enabled. Of course, people have struggled because they only focused on one specific area. And this is why college graduates are struggling to get jobs. And the precise reason why I felt like that was because society has fed us a lie and said that you could go to college and you could succeed in life. But over the times, I've learned that even if I can't get a job from my HNC right away, there are still things you can do. And I'm going to have to start making strategies in order for me to get somewhere at least. Like right now, I'm doing volunteering. And I'm not going to stop the John and Go Foundation anytime soon, because that is something that I need to do. It's a profound duty that I need to uphold. And I wish that people would stop sugarcoating all of this junk, because it's not helping anyone. And I'm going to say this as well. There is a certain ideology that keeps people from blaming themselves, right? And people like Greg's Paul, you did the right thing by pointing that out. You did the right thing. And I'll say this as well, as I am one of the new members of the Wiltshire. And I'll say this, Greg's Paul, I know you are a fan of Patrick Boyce, as I've seen you comment on his videos. And let's just say that he is going to make a return. He is. Now, there are things in society that we have got to address, not just the unemployment crisis, and not just the everlasting corruption that happens because of our nature that's inbuilt and hardwired in humans. It's also the fact that when you really look at life, it's just confusing because there are a lot of things we don't understand, and that's why you've got to apply your habits and your lifestyle and no try to engage in vices like drinking fizzy drinks. That is something I need to stop. The reason why I've uploaded that temptation video was to remind me that I cannot take any more fizzy drinks, but I keep doing it no matter what because I haven't identified the root cause of it. I haven't. So therefore, I'm going to have to dig deeper into my issues and why I keep drinking it. And I think it's all due to dopamine. I think so. It makes me feel good. It gives me pleasure, stimulation. That's why I need to figure out how I am going to transition from stop drinking fizzy drinks to something that's vital and healthier. Not just for my cognitive abilities, but also for my physical abilities. And that is why I'm not going to criticise Greg's Paul and not judge him, but see for what he says. It's rather helpful that he pointed that out because it makes me reaffirm my position, as a lot of people don't hold themselves accountable. It's rare, right? I'm not saying this to flaunt. I'm only saying this because I want to validate Greg Paul, because I know what he's doing is right. You can say whatever you want about him, but at the end of the day, I'm defending him. I was the hypocrite in that video. I was the hypocrite. And I had the cheek to speak about the job market when even in the most harshest job market, in the most harshest society that constantly puts you down, you've got to start a new plan instead of changing your end goal. I have definitely listened to a person that said that to me before. It is commendable that people like Greg Paul would speak about this up front. Even at a comment, it's amazing what people can do if they're just brutally honest. A lot of delusion has, I believe, it's rotted our society. And going further, I will speak about human nature. It's fascinating to know that we continue to think like humans because of our genetics. And the reason for that is simply because we've evolved out of something. We don't know when this universe truly began with the human species. We don't know that. All we know is the scientific facts. Like, a meteoroid came down and obviously it had some sort of life forms and chemical elements in it. And that's where humanity started to evolve, from apes, Neanderthals, and then we've got Homo sapiens, us. Humans are obviously different in cognitive abilities from animals because we can rationalise things. And I'm actually proud that I've got fans who are not just agreeable. I'm no meaning to be rude, but it's a privilege to see that our people in my community, and not just in this specific community on this YouTube channel, every other community, who will gladly point out your flaws. Nobody's perfect. And I've said that long ago. We're not perfect. And I do have that tendency to try and have a good image. But it doesn't work. Because what is the point? What's the point anymore? Trying to make yourself feel good is wrong because it's not what's needed. Like, if you have a lot of money in the world, it's not going to do you any harm, except, well, it's not going to make you happy, but it will require you resources. But what the important thing is you have the courage and the 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 the, the sheer will to fight through your vices, whether that's through fizzy drinks. Because the reason why people do what they do with vices is because of some kind of coping mechanism that they need to fix. This is why therapy should be free for everyone, because I believe there's a certain population that needs the help. They have got to get help because they've got some sort of cognitive dissonance. I'm not saying that I am. Obviously, I can rationalise Greg Paul's reasoning for pointing that out because it was hypocritical on what I've done. And I will gladly hold myself accountable for that. We need to realise that we can't be villainising people that tell the truth. And I'll say this again. We cannot ever villainise people that tell the truth. And that's why I believe in Jesus. He died on a cross. He had sacrificed himself so that he can free us from our sins if we just believe in him. That is how beautiful Jesus is. I've got all respect for him. I do. Not because of what he done. Not just that, sorry. But all the teachings that he's taught all of us. And he will continue to spread his word. So really, it was Jesus that made me realise that. That made me go through an existential crisis on who I really am. The end times are coming. And then the dream ended, and I woke up, and I just got on with my day. Now, it's starting to make me realise that the end times are truly coming. And yeah, I see everyone's reason why they should worry about money because everything revolves around money in the Western society. But we have got to remember that everything doesn't revolve around money. It does not revolve around money, although it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't if other people acquire the resources for our services. And I know that's hard to believe, but trust me, this society is corrupt, right? Can we all agree on that? It's vastly complex. People in society may be kind, others may not. That's why we have got to be very careful. And this thing about us being too entitled and, underqualified, well, let me say this. The fact that people have said that we would go to college and then all of a sudden, bam, we'll have a job. That's now not relevant. And now it's considered a lie. Because if you have a college degree, doesn't mean that you've got a job. And it's unfair because somebody who may not have that, but has the skills to do so, can get in. Why? Because they've shown that they're proficient at their skill. Take coding, for instance. Well, that's going to be replaced with AI. That's why I blame AI. Because AI can program faster than any human being in the world. It's impossible. It is impossible for an average Joe to code faster than AI. It is artificial intelligence for a reason. That's why I blame AI. And there are more arguments like art, that it's practically made society worse. It has put a Dunder-Kruger's effect on all of us, intellectually. And here comes the politicians that lie about, we have this great economy. Stop sugarcoating it. It's not. It is not. Stop with the lies. And then, exposing my hypocrisy was an honourable thing to do, Greg Paul. It was an honourable thing to do, and I commend you for that. I've said it again, and I'll continue to praise people who deserve it. And I'm going to empathise with people that are struggling in this unemployment crisis. It's understandable what you are going through. That's why I'm going to say to you, Greg Paul, before you judge me in the comments, I am planning to start my own business. Yeah, that's right. Everything you saw about me ranting on about unemployment, I understand that you don't want people complaining, but at the same time, it does have a cause and effect in society. I shouldn't have to explain myself, right? But it's funny how we all say to ourselves, oh, we can get a college degree and then we can get a job or a career. But I feel like now, since that's made them entitled because they've only studied for one specialised field, doesn't mean that you're good at other skills. Skills. Keep that in mind. Skills. That's why you can't be a hypocrite, because nobody takes you seriously. And fizzy drinks is a really hard thing to get, from my opinion, because it produces that dopamine pleasure. And I will try to continue to hold myself accountable whenever somebody points out a valid argument to my actions instead of my words. Yeah, I may have said something, but that doesn't mean my actions speak. That doesn't mean my actions don't speak louder than my words. Of course it does. Because my actions showed that I didn't care about stop drinking fizzy drinks. So I'm going to put a stop to it. And again, I'll say this again for the fans that may think that, I'm over-exaggerating or that don't be so hard on yourself. No, we can't be sugarcoating this, right? Now, I'm not trying to make myself look like a victim, right? I am trying to make the point where unemployment, if you look at the statistics, has gone up. It has gone up more than 5%. Now, it will continue to fluctuate, so don't take that statistic, don't take that word for it, don't take that percentage as real. But it has gone up more than 5%, I know that for a fact. It's really sad. It's sad that we continue to be let down by people, but I'm not going to let anybody bring me down. In fact, if somebody criticises me, I'm going to observe it and respond instead of reacting. Because see, if you react, people are going to think that you are... Let's just say for what it is. People that react are more likely to be woke. And let's be honest, see the left, and I'm just putting this out there, the Liberals are more prone to mental illnesses according to statistics because of whatever metric that contributes to their mental illnesses. That's why I propose that we have free therapy for people that need the help, because I feel sorry for these people. I actually do, that believe in their own lies. It's actually sad. And if people are going to criticise me for standing with the people that deserve the respect, like people that serve in the military, people that have worked their arses off, and people like Greg Paul that aren't afraid to speak the truth, well, then you've got a lot to reevaluate. Anyway, I'm going to end it here because I do not want to take up much of my storage. So I hope this serves as a realisation that nobody's perfect. And that's just that. And I'm going to continue doing my 14 Young Gang stuff, as you may have noticed by now. It has been, it has been rising up. And that is exactly what I'm going to be focusing on in order to start my business. I'm just tired of the victimisation, and I blame myself for that at first hand. Obviously, I'm not going to keep going on. I'm just going to go and I'll speak about unemployment in another video. So I am going to leave you with your thoughts, and please comment. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. But I know where I stand when it comes to this stuff. I know where I stand. Have a nice day, and I hope this suits you well. And if some of you are offended, try to make a reasonable argument. That's all I'll say. Not trying to be rude or anything. It's just what I believe in, because I know the truth is about rationality. It's about reality and trying to solve problems instead of complaining without a solution in hand. good luck, everybody, to those that have watched this, and yeah, may have been disappointed by my actions, but you know what? I really don't care, because I'm disappointed by my actions and I will continue to improve myself. So from here on out, I'm going to sign off now and focus on the animations, as well as the 14 Young Gang mini-sodes, whatever you want to call it. Bye!